EA's shares took a bit of a hit after the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco. Fans were loudly outraged with the company over the game's loot box and microtransaction system. It even sparked an international political conversation about the legality and safety of having such things in games played by kids.
Back in November, just after the release of EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2, the publisher's share price dropped 8.5%, wiping $3.1 billion off the company's value. Well, apparently, shareholders had actually overreacted to all the noise online about Star Wars Battlefront 2. This week, Wall Street company BMO Capital Markets upgraded EA's stock predictions from market perform to outperform, taking the company's share price target from $97 to $130. BMO analyst Garrick Johnson said, quote, "Consumer pushback to EA's Star Wars in-game monetization strategy has undermined some investor confidence and has driven the stock lower. After further consideration, we believe the reaction may have been overdone, providing a buying opportunity for what is otherwise a solid long-term story." The furore around Star Wars Battlefront 2, of course, revolved mainly around in-game monetization. Players bought the game full price at $60 and were then asked to contend with a free-to-play mobile-style monetization model. The loot boxes were embedded in the game, providing the only form of progression in the multiplayer mode. You had to open loot boxes to get new stuff and abilities.
EA apologised publicly at the time with a statement that included words like, "This was never our intention," and "Sorry we didn't get this right." They U-turned quickly after negative sentiment built up during the game's beta test period, deactivating in-game microtransactions entirely before the game had even launched, and they remain switched off to this day. But Johnson says none of that makes the company less valuable. Quotes, "While the cancellation of microtransactions in Star Wars makes for an intriguing headline, the impact sounds much larger than it really is." Johnson sets out three big things as being in EA's favour. The first being the rise of digital purchases over physical, which basically gives EA a bigger cut of the money. The second is EA's sports portfolio, which Johnson says no other games genre has proven to be more stable than. And the third is EA's esports strategy, which Johnson says is the most compelling and sensible esports strategy of any company he's looked at. I'm guessing he's bought EA shares, don't you? Like, why else would he be saying this? Yeah, these shares are going to go great. Just buy loads, make it more valuable. The only rational explanation.
Johnson rounded off his analysis of EA saying, quote, "After the company reports Q3 results in late January, we think investor focus will again shift towards the longer-term opportunities and the stock can continue its march higher." After he made the upgrade, EA share prices quickly rose by almost 1.5%. Johnson's comments follow similar optimism for EA from another analyst this week, Michael Pachter of Wedbush Securities. He said he expected Battlefront 2 sales to have bounced back over Christmas after its weak start following all the controversy. So the share price did take a bit of a hit when all the news came out about this, like late November, just after the game came out, and the shares went down, and then EA lost a lot of money off their kind of shareholder value. It
lost billions, like $3 billion.
So this analyst now saying, maybe we overreacted a little bit. They're actually still a great company that makes loads of money, and he's just trying to instill confidence back in it by the sounds of it. Is he right? I don't know. I mean, I guess they have been big, huge, and making a lot of money for a long time. So I guess from an analyst's point of view, EA are amazing. They're amazing. They're amazing at making money.
To answer your question, no, I don't think he's right, Mike, because there's one factor that he hasn't considered, and that's consumer confidence. All right, there was this backlash and investor confidence has gone down, but it's all premature. Let's not worry about that. EA are basically the bad guys of the gaming industry right now, and everybody knows about it. Everyone who's been exposed to any of these headlines recently know we're just trying to generate as much revenue as they can out of this Star Wars loot box microtransaction bullshit. So consumers are a lot more wary about anything that's got EA stuck onto it, and that's now and that's for the future as well. So any other game that comes out in the future with EA on it, everybody knows, hang on a minute, let's take a closer look at this before we just invest our money or buy this game outright. And that's one factor that he's not considered here. Yeah, all right, EA might have got sports games, they've got esports, and they've got all this kind of shit. No one buys the games, that goal counts for shit.
Definitely does make you anxious as well, looking at things in the future that they've got coming up, like Anthem and whatnot. And, rather than feel the excitement and the possibilities of that game, you can't help but think of Battlefront 2 and what's happening happened there. The Battlefront 2, it can be understated how much of a huge impact it's had, because it's really ignited the conversation about loot boxes and gambling, and it's triggered all these investigations, and all these politicians have come forward with opinions, and there's people like Chris Lee from Hawaii. Is it Chris?
Hawaii Lee, yeah.
Christopher Hawaii Lee. Sounds like a boxer. People like that have come forward now with opinions on loot boxes in video games because of what's happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Another observation I've got as well, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has already been discounted quite heavily on like digital stores and stuff. It was on the PlayStation like Christmas sale for 30 quid. And that was, that's only a matter of weeks after it actually first came out. And that's a huge discount. They must be keen to get more people into the game because like we were saying there, the sales have been underwhelming, at least when the game first came out. No one was buying it.
Another thing to touch on too is like recently EA have been outed as having this patent that works with matchmaking in game, kind of like the Activision thing from not so long ago. Now everybody's jumping to conclusions thinking that they're going to use this for monetization, for monetary gain, although there's no implication there's nothing to say from the patent itself that it's going to be used for that, but everyone's jumping to that conclusion because that's what they associate with EA. They're greedy bastards, why not? This is exactly why they're going to do it, but that's just speculation. And see, this is why people think that everything associated with EA in future, this is how the community feels about them, is that anything that it's got EA on the box, you've got to be wary when you're looking at those types of things because it's EA. Who knows what they're up to? So what do you reckon? Are you on board with what this analyst is saying, or are you a little bit more skeptical like me? Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you are new around here. There's another video for you to watch on your screen there. Support us on Patreon if you're awesome. We'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.